Okay. 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 Good morning. It is the next day. I put my junk clothes on again, and we're going to get to this. Now, I have put the boards in. So I have those boards in. I got the one over here. You can still hear the air conditioner. It's pretty loud. Okay, so I have this weird hole here, and I think this is basically my only solution for this. Kind of unfortunate to use all these boards, but I think this is the only solution because I've used multiple boards to try to figure out a configuration to cover this up, which means this is going to be sticking out a little farther than my cabinet, or it's going to be like dead even to the countertop. The other side is kind of whopper jawed, so see, I have, this is plywood here, and then you go down and this is plywood here, and then you go down and here's the rafter to the house. In order to combat all of the uneven floor and jaggedness, but this one up here, this is a 1x3. But that there, of course with the cut edge, that's nice. I have more boards, I'm not using these pieces, I'm just trying to configure it. So that is how that is going to look. Pretty much all the way down. All the way down until there. So it should be right even with the countertop. I guess, I don't know how I will cut that at the end, but we'll see. Maybe just straight over. Okay, so I have pretty boards. This is a 2x4 that has been pressure treated. I decided to go with that to keep bugs away. Bugs don't like pressure treated boards. Also, maybe to help with rodents. I did find a dead rat underneath of here, so that is really disgusting. I'm very grossed out by that, and I don't want that to happen anymore. So this will be set like this up here on the pretty boards, and I'm going to stain the pretty boards special walnut color is what it's called. So that is gonna go like that, but hopefully I'll have it even, but it'll be pretty much, let's see, right here. That is where that will be. I think that'll be good. I think it'll be good. So I'll have the pretty boards right here. I'll have another one right here, and this will be one of my cabinets, and I believe I'm going to be putting like a whole tall rack of can dispensers. That's what I've kind of decided, or if I can find some kind of drawers here, that would be great. But our trash goes literally right here, so it's gonna have to be something that doesn't need to be accessible, you know, 100% of the time. Excuse me. So when we get here to the sink, I want it to be kind of wide open. I'm gonna put a beam here, a support beam right here. And then over here, I haven't figured anything out except I'm gonna put a plywood floor instead of a 2x4 floor. Just because I need to like get all of the extra junk out from underneath of the seam so I can slide in the 2x4 so it can be the flooring for that cabinet wall, because that cabinet wall is about to fall through the floor. It has this much junk particle board, and then right next to it is a plywood floor. So if I can get that junk out of there and slide that plywood right in there, that'd be great. That's what I'm hoping for, because it's already been cut. This is the stuff that they kind of just threw in there to like make a floor. So yeah, I need to fix this hole in the floor because Kitty's going to jump in it. Okay, most of the floor done. Okay, and right now we have this space under here, and I wanted to use some scrap wood, so this is going to get screwed to both of the side beams, and it's a little offset so the wood can stack right on top of it. This is not going to be screwed into the side beams, so we had to screw it right now to make an end cap for this side. And I think I'm just going to lay it in there, and if it doesn't fit, I'll put a scrap piece of wood. I put the rest of the styrofoam under here, and it's in big sheets going down like this, so that's completely like insulated up. I mean, as much as it would do a coffee cup. Now this has got a lot of holes in it, so before it's got spaces and stuff in it everywhere. Before I close this up, I'm going to put this on top of it, and this is like a solid thing of 1-inch styrofoam, and all of this came from my cabinet, so free. I'm just using what I got. And then I'll have to put some kind of floor on it, so I might put this in there. It didn't fit on this side, and I didn't feel like cutting it down, but I'll have to cut it down around this anyway. And I have to put the boards all the way up to here, and then I have to configure boards together here, and then boards all the way over here. That's where this is going to come into play, because that's going to be my end cap down here. It's going to get screwed in down here, so I'm just going to lay the boards all the way down. I'm almost done with this anyway, with the floor. Okay, it's time to wash dishes after about 3 days now of doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and wash dishes, and then I'm going to cut the remainder of the boards and put the thing in, then the floor will be done. But dishes first. I can still use this even though there's literally no support here. I just have to be really careful.
50-pound bag, so I don't really worry about rice.
How much do you spend on that? Because I think we get ours pretty cheap at Walmart.
Kitty,
we get the
like
50-pound bag. Is it 50 pound? It's really big. It makes
I
4 gallons.
I get a specific brand of jasmine rice. It costs me like $35 for 50.
Is it Calrose?
No,
Oh, okay.
I can't say it. It's some Korean brand. I can't say it.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like, I think it's it's in English it's called Three Sisters.
Okay. So this is a long project, especially for a spoonie. So here we go. Now, we had to use brute force to get this board in here. Remember, I made the end cap here. The end cap. And then offset it, because this is actually not screwed into anything. Except for this. It's screwed into here. Okay. And then I put the rest of my foam down that I had. I had to also, now the plumber, he put new pipes in. These pipes are on the ground underneath the house. Is that supposed to be like that? I'm kind of not thinking they're not supposed to be like that. So I could get it was over here. I pulled a little bit of it up out of there, and I zip tied it to the drainage pipe. So they're all zip tied together now, and I can't see an issue with that. I don't know. I can't see an issue with that, but I needed this board to go in straight, and those wires or hoses were in my way, so I had to scoot them and get out of here, right? So I'm going to put the boards in right now, and then obviously I'm going to have one short board right here. So what I'm going to do is take, like, this is a long board, I'm going to put a short board up against there, and I'm going to connect them on both sides, and then flip it over and then push it in as one unit into there. Okay, so this board it's probably down a little bit lower because we're just having so much issue with the rest of this particle board. There's a layer, there's 3 layers of floor here, right? So there's a layer right here of particle board. Who does that anyway? Don't build houses like that, please, because people have to live in them. So this layer of particle board, we had to really, like, I spent the last hour just like taking pry bars. I have a big old pry bar, and I was just hammering in. I think my dad, either my dad gave me this or I got this at a yard sale in the Villages. I'm not sure. Villages are a great place to go yard selling. People want to get rid of their stuff there for some reason. So, yeah. I went into that and I just had to twist it and knock it out of there, and it was all filled with all kinds of particle board. So I vacuumed it up, and I must say, if I'm going to be doing a review on it, this is a great vacuum. It's a heart, and if you notice, Walmart has heart stuff, H-A-R-T, and it looks good. It's a stainless steel canister, and it's a shop vac, wet and dry. I'll probably never ever use the wet, but you know, if I need it, that'd be great. So, great vacuum, I'd have to say, and it's good looking too. And it was the most inexpensive one. They want like $100 to $135 for wet dry vacs now, and you used to get a little Craftsman or something shop vac. That's all that I used to use for my vacuum, by the way. In the house was a $30 shop vac, because I was like, let's pick it up. I'm sick of everything getting, you know, trapped with hair, and just, oh, I vacuumed up something that was too big, you know what I mean? So after I started using one of those, I never had to clean a blockage, you know what I mean? But with this, yeah, there's a lot of blockage because the hose is this big, so some of those chunks of board comes out pretty big. So these bags smell amazing, by the way. I got them at Dollar Tree. They've got smelly good on them. Let's see, like this, if you get something in there like that, that could possibly block it up. But look at that wood. This is the bane of my existence in this house, I'm telling you. Okay. 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 Okay, it is complete. I have a floor, and it is a solid wood floor. And let me tell you a little bit about this now. This floor, each of the boards, 8 foot long, 2x4s, so very thick wood. Each of these boards were $5.90, I'll say $6 a piece. This was cheaper to put all of these boards in here, and I got, I think, 4 boards. It was 22 inches a piece, so figure that out. I got 4 boards and a scrap, I think. It was cheaper to do all of this with this thick wood than it was to buy 1 sheet of plywood. It was actually less than a quarter of the price difference. Now, I'm going to do something probably pretty crazy. It's something I always wanted to do, but I'm going to put in sliders. probably pretty crazy, but I got a good deal on Amazon. I looked it up and I was like, I can't believe these are so cheap, because one set of sliders at the Home Depot or Lowe's was going to be $22. And I got 6 pairs of them, so 12 sliders. Because I'm not going to use all of them for drawers. I'm going to use it as a slider, like my Reva shelf that I paid dearly for. But it was a good solution for that weird blank space, because I didn't want to cut down my countertop at all, because that would be, don't do that. So this is all pressure treated lumber, and I do want it to be sealed, so I am going to paint it, and then I'm going to go around and I'm going to caulk it, and then I'm going to paint it again. So that's going to get the treatment and the hose. And this right here is a big gaping hole, so I thought, well, I'll take this board that has the remainder of that garbage wood on it and some staples. I'll just take this board and cut it down and just make a little box around it. And before I seal it off, I'll put some expanding spray foam around all of this down here to seal that in. You know, I'll just make a picture frame around it. And then I'll put some sealer at the top as well, and then paint that, because it's bright orange. It's pretty ugly, but it'll be completely sealed. You know, this isn't completely sealed because this has cracks in it, but with caulking it should be fine. Caulk and paint, so that should be fine. I'm gonna paint it though, because I am pretty allergic to, not allergic, it just makes me feel sick. I guess that would be sensitive. I'm sensitive to chemicals in wood, but OSB is like the worst. The absolute worst for me. It makes me so sick. So I'm glad that I got a lot of the OSB that we did have in the house. It's gone. And the particle board, I'm gonna have to live with that, because it looks like it's pretty much still in the house on the floor. So anyway, I had to toenail the board in that was short. I'm gonna show you. I haven't screwed any of these boards in. They are pretty tight, because I had to actually use a thing and pry up my cabinet and slide these boards in and hammer them in. So a lot of them are super tight. I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, it can't be a bad thing. I know wood expands and contracts, but this isn't like, you know, it's not plywood. It's not a solid surface. So I will have to caulk it. But I like how it looks. I think it's going to be really nice when it's painted. Kind of, yeah, it'll kind of look nice and fresh and pretty. So once that hole's done, anyway, I'll show you. I toenailed this in with my gun. I toenailed it this way, toenailed it this way. Now I'm dyslexic, so what I did, I'm silly. So what I did was I put a piece of board going across here, but I forgot that I didn't nail, or I didn't screw this board into here first. So it's like, okay. But anyway, I nailed it in. I toenailed it all the way down. And this is a 2-foot board, or 2-inch thick board, and I have 2-inch nails, so these did nothing. They did not hold in. They just barely popped out the other side. But toenailing, it'll go sideways into the other board, and this is pretty solid. Like, I'd put some soap on that. So yeah, I'm gonna get to painting to cover up the green on this wood, because it's been treated. That one was over treated, it looks like. I don't know, some of it accepts more treatment than the other. Hopefully I'll be able to paint it good and it'll accept some paint. But I'm gonna do that real quick, so I have to start work in about an hour on the computer. Okay guys, the kids are going to bed. I'm gonna go take a shower before I have to start work, because I am filthy and gross, and I just picked out sawdust from my hair. So this is it. This is not it. I'm just, that's all I wanted to paint with this very molasses paint right now. I don't have time to sit here and do it meticulous, but this is just a primer coat, first coat. I realize now that, see the gaps right there and the gaps right here on the floor. I'm not going to be able to fill that until I actually get the supports for the cabinet up, because the cabinet's going to be raised, definitely going to be raised up here. Look how much it fell down, like ½ inch. So definitely going to have to be raised when I get the stuff that I want to put in here and figure out how to do that. I think I'm going to put 3 supports, one there, or actually 2 supports with 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. We'll see. Anyway, it's been a long couple of days and I'm very tired and I still have to work, but I'm going to wash my paintbrush and take a shower, and I will say good night for now, and you will see in about probably 3 weeks a very finished cabinet. So have a good night.
If you aren't subscribed yet,
Please subscribe and like.
comment and share. FoolyLiving.
The people who lived here before had kerosene. They have a gas pipe here. We got to see if it's hooked to anything. We can save our air conditioner. The air conditioner runs constantly because it's Florida and it's very hot. I really hope I don't regret this, but how could you regret throwing away garbage? It's really, really, really bad. Oh, what's making me sick?